Okay, so I want to talk about, best way to put it, black children being mentally stuck in European standards. And I'm going to do this by telling how I was as a child, and then that'll transition into the reason why I do everything with this business, why I started this business. So hopefully you all like it, hopefully you enjoy it, and hopefully my editing isn't trash when it comes to this one. I'm trying some new lenses and stuff out, so we'll see how it works. Okay, so when I was a kid, I truly wanted to be knighted by the Queen, like the Queen of England. I thought it'd be one of the greatest honors in the world to be knighted by the Queen. Um, it was really something I wanted. I wanted to kneel down on one knee and have her do the whole thing, and then I'd become a knight. Sir Michael would be my name, right? And there's just something I always wanted. And I never thought anything of it, right? I never thought it was just weird or different or unbecoming. But as I got older and started having more knowledge of self, I realized I didn't need to be knighted by a European queen to be considered an amazing person, someone that would go down in history as a great man. No one ever told me this was a thing I should chase after. No one ever told me that this was a great honor. It's something I decided myself from watching movies and TV shows and reading books about knights and how great knights were and all this other stuff. And when I got older, I realized I don't need that shit. I don't need to be knighted by a European queen to be considered great. To be considered an amazing person, I don't need to be knighted by the Queen, because there's so many other queens and kings in our world that could look at me and say, this guy's amazing, and then even still, I don't need their permission to be great, and it's one of those things where it's like, as a kid, you always want validation from adults. You want validation from people that you see worthy, that you are good enough, that you're great enough. But you never really validate within yourself how great you are. You never truly accept your greatness because you think your greatness needs to come from a title given to you from someone else. And that was an interesting thing as a kid. I always think that being knighted by the Queen was great. Then when I got older, like I said, it's like, I don't need that shit. I think I'm great. Now I've gotten to the point that I no longer need external validation. And it's been like that for a while. Like, I don't care if anyone likes me or doesn't like me. Now, I'm not going to say that if someone says they don't like me, it won't sting for a second, because that would be a lie. When someone says they don't like me or they disapprove of my work or anything I do, it stings for a second. But it's not held into my heart. It's not something where I'm furious about forever. I may be upset about it for a day, a week, but once that time is up, I'm no longer, but then I let it go. And I feel like a lot of us get stuck in this mindset where we need validation from others, to do things. So that was one of the reasons why I started this company. Because I want people to understand their own personal value. Who am I to tell you you're great? Who am I to tell you that you're beautiful? Who am I to tell you that you're ugly? Who am I to tell you anything about you? You know you way better than I know you. And at no point in time will I ever know you better than you know you. The only person that knows me better than I know me is my mother, because she knew me before I knew me, right? She knew me before I was me. Now I can say I know some people, I've known people that have known me since I was a child and since I was a teenager, that knew me before I fully understood who I was, but they only knew me from the short time we spent together. And by that I mean, we all have friends and family that have been around us through our transitionings, through our growth. And those people knew you before you knew you, but they don't know you better than you know you. And that's always the thing that I found interesting, is that I seek validation from people that didn't know me But the people that knew me, I kind of kicked away their validation. So now I want everyone to realize that you are what's powerful. You are great. You are all that is necessary. If you allow other people to tell you what you can and cannot do, you limit yourself to their imagination, not your own. Like my imagination used to be limitless as a kid, and then I had a teacher that kept tearing up my artwork, and then my imagination shrunk down. But now as an adult, my imagination is opening back up because I'm allowing it to. I'm making sure that my mentality is as free as a child was, or a child is, as free as it was when I was a child. When someone still wiped my ass, that's when my imagination was its greatest. And I think it's just important, for everyone to realize why they're here. Because if you don't know why you're alive, then what's the point of you being alive? And my reason why I have determined that I am alive now is to make sure that you understand why you're alive. I believe that my purpose here is to teach you how to be the best version of you while not even knowing you, because I'm going to give you all of me and what I know about me, and hopefully what I know about me will transition to what you know about you. You'll hear my stories and my beings and the crazy things I say on this YouTube channel and this podcast, and also my personal YouTube channel, my personal podcast, and you may watch these things and say, okay, well, this is what Mike does and this is how he thinks, but at the end of the day, he doesn't allow anything to bring him down. Nothing will ever bring me down, because at the end of the day, I have my own wings. I am an angel, and I am able to lift myself up beyond all measure. And I want you to understand that when you're using my skincare products and my hair care products, that these aren't skincare and hair care products. These are mechanisms and tools to open up your mind, because when you look in the mirror and realize how great you are, how beautiful you are, and how powerful you are, when it just comes to your hair, skin, and face, you're going to say, I can take this same energy and transfer it into the world, right? Like you're going to take it and just transfer it into the world, because at the end of the day, the world is yours. If you've never seen Scarface, watch it, because the world is yours. You control everything in the world because it is your world. And that, in a nutshell, is why I started this company. And I do what I do is because I want you to understand you. You're than you. I'm trying to Dr. Seuss it ain't working. But I want you to understand how great you are. At the end of the day, I want you to understand that you are good enough, you are powerful enough, and you are a force to be reckoned with. When an immovable object meets an unstoppable force, what happens? They surrender. And it's not because one says the other one is stronger or weaker. Two powerful beings do not need to fight to see their own strength. You do not need to fight to see who's stronger, because you both acknowledge that together you are more powerful than you were alone. So, with all that being said, with all that jibber jabber and chitter chatter I've just stated, I want you to take a second and look in the mirror. Take a long look in the mirror. Look yourself in the eye. It's difficult, trust me. And tell yourself your flaws. Tell yourself your greatness. Tell yourself everything about yourself. And if any of it seems hard for you just to say out loud, focus on that, because what you have a hard time admitting to yourself, you will never admit to the world. And that there is the gift of self-knowledge. And that's what I bestow upon you right now at this point in time. And I truly hope you're listening to what I'm saying. I hope you do what I'm saying. Not because I'm telling you to, because you want to, because you see there is some sort of value in what I'm talking about, what I'm saying. Because I believe in you. But I only believe in you as much as you believe in you. You have to believe in yourself for others to believe in you. One of my mottos is believe in yourself so much that others are forced to do the same. Because once others are forced to believe in you, that moment you don't believe in you, they'll believe in you and bring you up. But until then, they have no belief in you because they don't know you, because you don't know you. Yeah, so that's it for this one. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and listening. Please subscribe and tell your friends about me. I'm doing my best to change the world. One body care product and silly video and podcast at a time. Cheese. Okay, bye.